The first wave of platforms that we saw was really what we term social media. It started with forums, went into the Twitters and YouTubes of the world, and so we saw a lot of these interactions happening. The second wave is what we're seeing right now with the sharing economy. And the reason the sharing economy did not happen earlier was because the risks involved in real-world transactions and real-world interactions are that much higher, and you needed mechanisms to understand identity of a person and to create trust around a person. And that's what happened when Facebook and other services around that time created an identity, a real-life identity online for people. And that's what much of the sharing economy used. The next wave in platforms that I really see is the entire supply chain that we've traditionally thought of as a set of processes that feed into each other to create something large out of many different parts coming onto platforms. And I think of this as the Wikipedia of everything, because Wikipedia is really the first really successful example of a supply chain being converted into a platform, because they allowed users the tools that allowed them to collaborate with each other to co-create value together. And we are increasingly seeing this with platforms like Quirky, where you have designers coming together and the right design being chosen, and funders coming together to fund the creation of the product, engineers coming together to bring that design together into a product, and finally a market being created for that product to be sold. We're seeing the whole supply chain being replicated on the platform as a series of interactions. And the reason this hasn't happened earlier is because creating multiple networks, multiple interactions, the output of one becomes the input to the next interaction, is way more complex than creating the YouTube of the past or the Airbnb of the present. It's a much more complex set of coordination tasks that need to be done. And with the rise of 3D printing, with the rise of other enabling technologies, we're increasingly seeing the first few signs of this actually happening. And this is what I believe the next wave of platforms is going to be like.